The launch of Madden 18 is literally right around the corner, and you know what? EA Sports and MUT just put out something extremely sick. It's every single rating for every player in MUT this year. And while I don't really have time to go through every single player for you guys, I'm going to hit at least one player from every team. Some teams will get more than one. We're going to go through the top 50 or so players. Believe me, there's some guys you're going to love. There's some guys you're going to be like, why do they get a low rating? Why do they get a high rating? I want to know all your feedback down below in the comments. As you're going through all these players, tell me, are they rated too high, too low? Are they just right? What would you change the rating to and why? I want to hear from you guys. And as always, make sure you guys are following me on Twitter. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. All that information is down below for you guys as well. And just in case you didn't know, I'm giving away an Xbox One S and Madden 18 bundle. The link to that is down below in the description. Make sure you guys enter. The winner is chosen on August 22nd. All right, now enough of all of that. Let's jump into the ratings. The first team we're going to start with is the San Francisco 49ers. We see Navarro Bowman, 86 overall as a middle linebacker. We go down here to his ratings really quick, a 77 speed. Now, something to note here is that a lot of these ratings are going to be a little lower than what you're normally used to seeing. And while it might be a little bit of a sticker shock up for you initially, don't worry, over the long course of MUT, it's going to be a lot better for you. Instead of getting those +1 ratings we've been seeing in the past couple of years, guys can actually grow and expand way more than we have seen in previous years. But for Bowman, we can see he's got high pursuit and high tackle. Both of those are going to be pretty well. Pretty good play recognition. His speed is okay, but you know what? He'll be a good card to get pretty much on day one. We move on to the Chicago Bears, and Jordan Howard is going to be a guy that I really want to make sure I get. An 87 overall at halfback, going to be one of the highest rated halfbacks, I think, early on in MUT. He's got pretty good speed at 84, and what I've seen from a lot of guys, whether you're offense or defense, 84, 85 speed is actually really good. Anybody higher than that has elite level speed. A lot of you guys probably remember, if you're a Bears fan especially, that Mitchell Trubisky, or, you know, we used to call him Mitch back in the day, is now a member of the Chicago Bears. A major trade went down with the 49ers and the Bears, and, well, now this is supposed to be the Bears franchise quarterback. But look, 77 speed for Trubisky, about the same as Navarro Bowman, if I remember correctly. His throwing power, trash. His everything pretty much over here is absolute trash. Yeah, this is a guy that you don't want early on in MUT. Switching up teams, we move on to the Bengals and A.J. Green. In my opinion, one of the most underrated receivers in the entire NFL. He's an 89 overall. We move down here to his stats, 85 speed. That's going to be pretty good for him. His jumping is high. His agility is high. The catch in traffic, spectacular catch, route running, and release are all incredible. This guy is going to be a major pull for anybody on day one, week one, month one. He'll be a good card for you. Now, the biggest sleeper card, I'm telling you guys, I've been playing Madden early. The biggest sleeper card is going to be John Ross. Look at this guy's ratings, 91 speed. Of all the cards that I've seen so far in this reveal, John Ross is the highest rated speed card that I have seen. So 91 speed, 90 acceleration. His catch and traffic and spectacular catch are pretty slow, or pretty low, excuse me, but his route running is actually a 71, which he can get away with some stuff there. Release is pretty trash if you ask me, but look, 91 speed, this dude will be a monster in the slot and on vertical routes. Good luck stopping him. We move from the Bengals to the Bills now. We're going to see Tigereye Taylor at quarterback for the Bills. He's got good speed. Again, a guy that if you pull him as an early elite, he's going to be a guy that's going to get you some yards. His accuracy is going to be a little bit questionable, but it's better than some of the other quarterbacks he's seen so far. His throw power is pretty solid. His deep, his throw on the run, and his play action will get the job done. But again, he's a stopgap card. You want to get him early on. He'll be solid for you, but then you want to move on to someone else. Now, the big target for Tigereye Taylor obviously is Sammy Watkins when this dude is actually healthy. 86 speed, which is above the grade. 78 catch in traffic. 81 spectacular catch and 81 release. Now, look, his catch in traffic are pretty much standard at this point, but his spectacular catch and his release will get you a lot of nice yards, whether you're running kind of an in route, an out route, whether you're going on the go route. He'll be a good player for you. Demaryius Thomas is a guy that I think a lot of people have forgotten about because the quarterback situation in Denver isn't really the greatest right now, but his speed is right where we thought it would be, around an 85. You see his catch in traffic, spectacular catch, route running, and release are all pretty much higher than Sammy Watkins. He's going to be an excellent pull day one. I don't know how much you're going to want to keep him overall, but still, he's not going to be effective in the running game if you ask me, but a solid card, especially a vertical threat. We switch over to the defensive side of the ball for the Denver Broncos and Chris Harris Jr. This is a card that if you pull him, you have to freak out. You got to lose your mind. Let's go ahead and look at his stats. 91 man coverage, 90 zone coverage. This dude is shutting down any receiver, especially in the early months of MUT. What a card to pull. Opposite side of him is going to be Aqib Talib, 1 overall point lower at an 89 overall. This guy, again, is going to be a stud. His man coverage is just below 90 at an 88. His zone coverage, though, is a 90. His press is also a 90. He's got a good jump. He's got good agility. Speed is solid at an 83 with good acceleration. I think a lot of people might get hung up on the low speed ratings, but as long as their acceleration is high, they'll still be lethal in this game. Joe Hayden for the Cleveland Browns. His overall rating's been slipping in MUT over the past couple of years, but he's an 84 for the core elite or the base elite. His man coverage is pretty bad at 79, nowhere near Aqib Talib or we saw for Chris Harris Jr. And his zone coverage is actually worse at a 78 overall. He'll be a solid card day one, but this is a guy that you don't really want to keep. In my opinion, if you pull him, try and sell him early, see if you can get some coins early on. Heading over to Tampa Bay, we're going to see Mike Evans here. Now, Mike Evans is a card that I really like in MUT so far. He's lethal. Look, 90 spectacular catch, 91 release. This dude is 6'5". You're going to get some great animations with him. He's going to get a lot of big catches for you on third down and especially in the red zone. Get this card ASAP and don't sell him. He's going to be money. And if you need a shutdown corner, move over to Arizona and find yourself a Patrick Peterson. Look at the numbers on this guy. 88 man coverage, 82 zone coverage, 88 press, 90 agility, 90 jump, 87 speed and 80 acceleration. I believe his speed and acceleration are better than both Harris and Aqib Talib. And the other big thing for Patrick Peterson is you get a kick returner with this guy. Another guy that you can either sell for a crazy amount of coins or keep him on your roster as long as you can. He will be a major player on your MUT squad. And you can't really talk about Patrick Peterson without talking about Tyrann Mathieu. Look at Mr. Mathieu himself. He's going to be an 87 overall at free safety. As we check him out, an 85 man coverage, 85 zone coverage, 88 for his press. But the interesting thing about him here is you'll notice you can move him to cornerback and he'll be an 86 overall for you and also 85 at a strong safety. So if you move him out of position, he's still going to be a great card for you day one. We're going to switch on over to the defensive line now with Joey Bosa. This dude is an 88 overall coming in from the Ohio State. What a card we can see right here. 89 pursuit, 82 tackle, 87 block shed, and 85 hit power. Plus you get an 88 power move and a 91 finesse move. This is one of my favorite cards in the game right now. Eric Berry, one of the best playmakers in MUT every year, is an 87 overall coming in for his core elite card. We can go down here and see he's a 79 in man coverage, but again, he's not great there. The place that he's really going to shine is going to be in his zone coverage spot at an 86 overall. His press is okay, but really just use this dude in the run support. You're going to see good speed and acceleration from him, good pursuit, good tackling, and good hit power. Force some fumbles, make some plays. Another card that you want to make sure you get early on. We're finding a quarterback now that's actually pretty solid in Andrew Luck in MUT. This dude is an 88 overall coming in. His throw power, throw short, throw medium, throw deep, throw on the run, and play action are all really high. I'm happy to see Andrew Luck getting a pretty good card here. His speed is 77. I feel like he can maybe get a point or two higher, but still, as a base elite card, he's going to be just fine. Cowboys fans, your boy Dak Prescott is actually pretty solid. An 84 overall is a little bit higher than I thought he would actually be. He's got good throw power. His short and medium accuracy are pretty good. His deep needs some work, but you know what? Early on, just throw those short routes and you'll be fine with Dak Prescott. 76 speed, which puts him just shy of Andrew Luck, but he's a higher acceleration, so still, he'll be a factor in the run game and in the short passing game. Moving on down to Miami, we have Jay Ajayi, who's got an 86 overall card, one of the better running backs we've seen so far. Now, his speed is lower than Joe Mixon, I think, by about 1 or 2 points. Decent acceleration. His jump and agility are also solid. But where this guy is going to make you some money in some early yards is in his elusiveness, his ball carrier vision, the stiff arm, the spin move, the juke move, and his carry are all mid to high 80s, which will get you early yards when you need it the most. His teammate Jarvis Landry comes in an 88 overall. Now, Mr. Landry is going to be pretty solid. Again, his speed sits right around that threshold of 85, where we're seeing a lot of guys ending up. His catch and catch and traffic are both impressive, but where I like him the most, and a lot of you guys will as well, is his route running is a 90 with an 83 release. After the catch, though, we've got good elusiveness, ball carrier vision. His spin move, juke move, and carrying are all pretty high. This is a card that's going to be a major player for you early on. Now, when I'm playing Madden Ultimate Team, I love to have a guy with good speed. Now, Jordan Hicks, I feel like got a little bit slighted at a 78 speed. I know this guy's coming off a couple of injuries, but 78 speed, really? I think his speed should actually be a little bit higher. But even with that being said, his pursuit, his tackle, and his power are all really high and are going to be good for him early on. You can see his acceleration is an 84, so maybe that makes up for his top-end speed not being super high in Madden Ultimate Team. Again, a good card, a middle linebacker that I think will get a lot of good stuff for you. But seriously, can we get this man speed boosted? Matt Ryan coming off an epic Super Bowl loss, which is, unfortunate. Falcons fans, I'm sorry, hashtag too soon. You can see Matt Ryan's an 89 overall. His short throw accuracy is fantastic. His throw power, medium, deep, throw on the run, play action are all really good, but apparently his clutch rating is 0. Julio Jones. If you get a Julio Jones, lose your mind, because I think this is the best wide receiver card in the game early on. The Antonio Brown card, which I'll show you guys shortly, is actually really good too, but this card is disgusting. We've got high speed in the 88. Only guy I've seen, I think, faster than him so far has been Rawls at a 91. Solid acceleration, really good jump in the 89. Catch and traffic catch, spectacular catch, release, and route running are all mid to high 80s or in the 90s at this point. This is the card you want to get in Madden Ultimate Team. AJ Bouye is probably a name that I'm mispronouncing, but for the Jacksonville Jaguars, this is a nasty card. Look at his stats really quick. 90 man coverage, 91 zone coverage, and 91 press. I think that's pretty much on par with what we saw from Aqib Talib and Chris Harris Jr. This is a shutdown corner. Leonard Fournette is a guy that everybody's probably going to want to get their hands on early on, and if you need a budget running back, I think he'll be pretty solid for you. We can scroll down here and see 84 speed, but a high acceleration at 87. His trucking's pretty good, his stiff arm, his carrying solid, but everything else is pretty much low 70s or high 60s. This card needs some love, but I have a feeling with how he's going to play this year in MUT, he'll probably get a couple boosted cards throughout the year, and he'll be just fine. The Jets really don't have a lot going for him this year, and with Matt Forte, that's about all they're going to have on offense. Quincy Enunwa got hurt this year, so good luck to them. Forte, though, is definitely an older running back, so we see 81 speed and 85 acceleration. Not really surprised by those. I feel like those are pretty accurate for MUT ratings. His ball carrier vision's an 80, his carry's an 84, but don't really expect to do much with Matt Forte outside of grinding some inside yards, not really doing much to the outside, but he'll still be effective in the passing game for you. On the bright side for Jet fans, though, you do have Leonard Williams, who clocks in at 86 overall, too higher than what we see for Matt Forte. Now, Williams is going to have high block shed at 87, which means this dude is getting tons of sacks for you. Good pursuit, good tackling, good power move. Finesse move's a little bit trash, but just mash the power button and you'll be just fine getting sacks with him all day. Lions fans can rejoice that Darius Slay is going to be a really good cornerback in the game at 87 overall. We've got high speed at 88. Acceleration's a little low, but agility's high, jumping awareness and play rec are also high. 86 man coverage, 85 zone coverage. Press isn't that great, but still enough on the zone and man coverage to be a shutdown corner for you. I believe the highest quarterback we've seen so far has been Aaron Rodgers of the core or the base elites. He comes in at 89 overall. Now, Rodgers, you know, is going to have a good deep ball at 86 overall. Throwing the runs in 88. Play actions in 82, medium and his throw accuracy short are 86 and 85 respectively, and his throwing power is in 88. So the deep ball is definitely there with Aaron Rodgers. You're also going to see 73 speed and 75 acceleration. Might seem a little slow to you, but he's got enough to get you 5 to 10 yards when you need it on the scramble and to avoid a couple sacks in the backfield. Cam Newton comes in at 86 overall, so that puts him just behind Rodgers and Andrew Luck in the pantheon of quarterbacks we've seen so far. If we look at his stats really quick, 78 speed, 81 acceleration, so he's faster than what we're going to see from Rodgers. On the passing side of things, his throwing power is nasty. 89 for his throw power, 87 for throw on run. His short, medium, and deep accuracy definitely needs some work, so I wouldn't throw too many deep balls with him early on, especially if your opponent has really good cornerbacks, but the intermediate routes will be good for Cam Newton. But if you have Cam Newton, chances are you probably want to run because he's a big, tough quarterback. We can see 81 ball carrier vision, 75 trucking, which is actually the same trucking that we saw from Leonard Fournette. So I think he'll get the job done, at least running the ball on short and medium routes, but just be careful on the deep routes with this card. A card that a lot of you guys are going to get your hands on will be Christian McCaffrey. He comes in at a 77 overall, so he is a gold card in this version, but he's not too far from being an elite at this point. Now, 85 speed and 88 acceleration, which are all very good. His trucking is literally trash. 53 for his trucking puts him way, way down there. Probably the lowest I've seen so far. His elusiveness is actually lower than I thought it would be. His juke movement is carrying are solid. I think he's going to be a guy you want to use for halfback screens, things of that nature. If he's your running back card, try to use him as much as you can, get him to the outside, but inside runs are probably not going to be his forte. Now, I believe the highest overall player on the Carolina Panthers is going to be Luke Kuechly at 90 overall. This guy's got some crazy stats. So 91 for pursuit and 91 for tackling. Blocks is at 89, hit power is at 89, zone coverage is an 85, man coverage can get the job done at a 78. His speed's an 80, his acceleration's an 83, so I think he's actually faster than Cam Newton, which is interesting if you ask me. 91 awareness and 91 play rec and 80 catch. This dude has hands for days. If you're a user, middle linebacker guy who likes to lurk around the middle of the field, you're going to have a field day with Luke Kuechly's card. One of the biggest acquisitions in the offseason was the Patriots getting Brandon Cooks, and yeah, this dude is fast. Now, he's 2 points behind Rawls at 89 speed and 87 acceleration, but his catching All those stats are really good. Look, catching is an 84, catching traffic is an 82, 82 spectacular catch, 82 route running, 80 release. Look at his elusiveness, look at his spin move, juke move, ball carrier vision. This guy is going to be good. You could probably put him in halfback sometimes in some formations and he'll still be really good for you. Now, everyone's anxious to see Marshawn Lynch hit the real NFL field, but until he does that, you have him in MUT, and he's actually an 84 overall, which is definitely higher than I thought he was going to be. But with that being said, this is a short yardage goal line type of back. 83 speed, 83 acceleration, will be able to get the job done on some tosses, but a lot of inside runs he'll be more effective. 88 for his trucking, elusiveness is trash, his ball carrier vision, stiff arm, spin move, juke move, and carrying are all in the mid to high 80s, so I'm happy with where he's at there. Catching is not too great, but this is a power running back, so use him in those power situations. Now, Derek Carr comes in at 87 overall. I couldn't find Khalil Mack, so I have to imagine Khalil Mack's probably a little bit higher. Derek Carr is right around there, though, at 87 overall. This guy's going to be great mobile for you. 77 for his speed, 83 acceleration, so he can accelerate very quickly to get you a couple of yards. 85 throw power, which is about middle of the pack from what I've seen from most quarterbacks so far. His short, medium, and deep accuracy are all actually good. Better than Cam Newton, I think, in a lot of situations here. His throw on the run and his play action are also good. This guy's going to be good. He can get out of the pocket. He can throw some deep balls. Keep him short, keep him intermediate with him. But Derek Carr at 87 overall, Raiders fans have to be pretty happy. Then we move on to the Rams, and Rams fans don't have a lot to be excited about this year, but Todd Gurley's a guy in MUT that will get the job done for you. We can see he's got 86 speed, 86 acceleration. Those are very good for him. But his ball carrier moves, none are actually in the 80s. So we can see a high spin move and a high juke move and a high carry. His trucking's a 74. His elusiveness is a 77. He's a solid card, but as an 83 overall elite, I was kind of expecting a little bit better ratings. Ravens fans, if you have anything to be excited about, you have a 90 overall card, but it's on the offensive line. So Marshall Yonder is their highest rated player, I believe. 91 for his pass block, 87 for his run blocking, 92 for his awareness, 87 strength, and 87 impact blocking. He'll be a guy that if you get him day one, you may not jump for joy initially, but he's going to open up a lot of holes for you, hold a lot of key blocks, and make your life a lot easier in MUT. Josh Norman likes to talk a lot of trash, and he's an 87 overall, so he can probably talk a lot of noise this year. Now for Norman, we see 82 speed, 83 acceleration, which should be fine for him at the cornerback position. 85 man coverage, 86 zone coverage, and 86 press will be just solid for him. Kirk Cousins is also going to be out here at an 85 overall. His speed is pretty low at a 71. Solid acceleration will help him get a little bit out to the edge some. 81 throw power is kind of low for him as well, I thought, but he's got good stats for his throw accuracy, short, on the run, medium, and play action. His deep is a 79, which is about even with, I think, what Cam Newton had, or maybe slightly better than Cam Newton. So a solid QB card, nothing too crazy. I'd probably rather have Derek Carr compared to this Cousins. When you compare the Kirk Cousins card to the Derek Carr card, I'd probably want Derek Carr 10 times out of 10. Drew Brees of the New Orleans Saints is an 88 overall. This guy's got to have great accuracy, right? So we see a 90 for short accuracy, medium and deep are both great. Throwing the run's great, play action's great. 84 throw power will be more than enough to get the job done. The speed is trash. Obviously, if you have Drew Brees, he's a pocket passer by nature. So if you get Drew Brees, stay in the pocket, don't try and run, and you'll have a really good quarterback. Now, Russell Wilson comes in at 87 overall, just a single point behind Andrew Luck. We can see this guy obviously is one of the faster quarterbacks, has good speed and acceleration. His throw power is a little bit trash if you ask me, to 81 overall, but his short, medium, and deep accuracy are pretty solid, pretty even with Kirk Cousins, or the exact same rating as Kirk Cousins, I believe, from the deep accuracy side of the thing. But from his throw on the run and his play action, he'll be really good at moving around, high ball carrier vision, good elusiveness, spin move, and juke move. You'll be pretty happy with getting Russell Wilson in MUT. Le'Veon Bell is one of the highest rated running backs in the game. I believe at launch, the only guy that's higher is going to be Marshall Faulk, who's a 91 overall legend card. But let's look at Le'Veon's stats really quick. 85 speed, which is middle of the pack, 88 acceleration, 89 agility, 86 jump, all very good. Look at this route running though, 80 for route running. I'm definitely happy with that. His trucking's a little low if you ask me. You can see his elusiveness, ball carrier vision, stiff arm, spin move, juke move, and carrying are all super high. So don't try and truck a lot. Use a lot of ball carrier moves with him, and you'll be good to get plenty of yards with Le'Veon Bell. Antonio Brown comes in at a 90 overall, the same rating as Julio Jones. Now, I told you guys earlier, Julio is my favorite receiver card, but Antonio is definitely number 2. Look at this guy's stats. Good speed at 86, so he's a little bit slower than Julio. His agility is crazy. His catch is a 90. His route running is a 91. His release, catch in traffic, and spectacular catch are all going to be an 88 or higher. We move to after the catch. Elusiveness, ball carrier vision, spin move, stiff arm, juke move are all fantastic. He's not going to be great in the run blocking side of things, but still a great pass catcher. Maybe there's a better card that'll be blocking for you, but still, this is a guy that you can have at number 1 and number 2 and be perfectly fine for a long time in MUT. DeAndre Hopkins is a guy that I think a lot of people forget about year in and year out, but he comes in at an 85 overall. Now, we're going to see what he can do here. He's a great vertical threat with 86 speed and good acceleration. The jump ball is high, about 2 points lower than Julio Jones, I believe. Good catch in traffic, spectacular catch and release are pretty solid. Some things he can do after the ball, not the greatest receiver. I think he's going to be a solid day one receiver for you. I would like to see a little bit of a better bump for him in terms of his elusiveness and ball carrier vision, but still, he's a guy that can get yards for you right after the catch, and he'll be a dominant player in MUT from day one. Down to the last few players, we move to the Tennessee Titans, and Marcus Mariota is a 79? So it looks like you need to be an 80 to be a base elite or a core elite. Mariota, though, I think got shafted a little bit here, just in my opinion. He's got 81 speed and acceleration is an 83, which are both great in my opinion. But his throw power is a 73. His short accuracy is a 73. His medium and deep accuracy are 71. This is a dude that if you get him, throw short passes, scramble a lot. But I think Marcus Mariota got shafted a little bit. What do you guys think? Tell me down below in the comments. And lastly, we're going to see Harrison Smith of the Minnesota Vikings. This is a great card again at 88 overall. Solid speed and acceleration, great awareness and great play recognition at 88 overall for both. His catch is high at an 81. His zone coverage is an 86. His man coverage is solid, I think, for a safety at this point. But his pursuit, tackle, and hit power are all fantastic. A great card overall for the Minnesota Vikings fans. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more of these MUT ratings or me diving into this stuff, make sure you guys hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for future Madden 18 videos. I have lots of early content coming out for you guys. Check the playlist on the screen, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.